Good morning, guys. As you can see, we got a deer this morning. Very small. Sorry, my father's down at the barn sighting in his deer rifle, and I got one this morning. So, yes, this is a very small deer. We drove deer this morning. It's the first day of rifle season here in Virginia. I got a small one, and it was a very bad shot. I pretty much shot her through the front shoulder, and it blew her entire side out of her body. So, like always with any of these videos, understand this is a meat processing video. It is a dead animal. If you got a weak stomach, you're against hunting, any of that kind of shit, go ahead, go to the next video. So, we don't need any of that here. This is literally just to show you how I personally skin my deer. As you can tell, I do not gut them out in the field. I never have. I wait, and as I skin them out, I gut them. Okay, so with that being said, the first thing that you're going to need, or first thing that I always have, obviously you're going to need a knife. Secondly, I always use a trash can. Root trash can works great. Alright, and that's pretty much all you need. So, we're going to go ahead and give the Benchmade a try. So the very first thing I do after I hang it, okay, see where I cut her scent bags out. I literally come up through, if you can see, and I will make an incision straight down like a V. Okay? You see how that just opened her right up? Okay, and then I start to follow that skin down until I get halfway across. Okay? When you get back here to her tendon, right here, you need to be careful. You do not cut that. Once you cut it, your deer's on the ground, now you're fucked. Alright, just follow the skin. This is where a nice, good, solid, sharp knife comes in handy. Okay? Once I get around, I will start a cut down the leg. Alright, I'll start a cut down the leg and get a hold of it. I can pull. Alright, there's one leg that is free. Now, get to the other side. You're literally going to do the same thing. I make a V. Alright? Alright, I make a V. Hopefully you all can see this. I skin the other leg, start to skin it around. Do not cut the tendon, or else your deer is on the ground. Okay? Alright, skin that one, work around the front. Hopefully you all can still see this. Trying to do this the best of my ability with what I have for you guys. Okay. I'll cut my way up, around, take your fingers in, feel your way around. Cut it. Alright, then just like the other side, take and pull. Once you get to the back around the ass, like so, you see how easy it was to just go ahead and undress her like that. Once we get around back to the ass, pull down as far as I can go. Right here is the tail. Alright, this is one of the biggest things people mistake on, and one of the biggest things that will dull your knife is just cutting straight into this tail. Okay, what I do, just like the squirrel, take my finger, I work my way in through, and you see how I just literally pulled the tail out. I run my blade around the tail, and I literally find that little piece of cartilage, and the tail will pop right off. Okay, so now that we are there, you can go ahead, start pulling the rest of her down and off. I turn her as I pull so I can work each side evenly, and you're literally pretty much just undressing her like a sweater. Now, since this one actually had a pretty bad shot, I'm going to get down here around the wound cavity, which is going to make this a little harder. Let me go ahead and raise her up now. Now that I got where I need, we can raise her up. Okay. Yes, normally I use an electric deer winch, but for the sake of the video, I'm doing this the old-fashioned Harry the Homeowner way. And I actually haven't used a manual hoist in quite some time now, so we're going to use this. All right. Okay, secure the hoist. All right, so now we're up where you can see where we're about to get. This can get a little messy since I shot her through the ribs. It messed her up pretty bad up here in the ribs. I literally, you see where the 30-06 220 grain pretty much just destroyed her rib cage. All right. Any of y'all wondering, that right there is a single shot out of a 30-06 220 grain core lock bullet. People that say 30-06 isn't worth a damn for deer hunting and it's outdated and ain't worth a shit, right there's your proof. So, kiss my ass. I have mainly always used 30-06 to hunt deer ever since I was a kid. There's nothing wrong with it. Once we get around here to the front legs, all right, let me get here to the front legs that are pretty mangled up and destroyed. Pretty mangled up and destroyed here. We'll do a better video on a deer that I shoot through the head, not one that I drove, because this deer is not looking very promising on any front quarters pretty much at all right now. I do have to say this Benchmade is staying very sharp. I mean, this is the very first deer I've ever cut with it, but the Benchmade seems to be doing very well. It's doing exactly what I figured it would do. Let's see. Okay, so front legs, I literally, now that I can get her out of here, when you go to do front legs, I take my blade, I run it down across, undressing it like so. Then you can do the other side the same way. The way that I always do legs, here at the first, where her elbow, her kneecap would be, I only skin down to there because there's no meat past that. I am trying to go a little bit slow here for you guys so you can actually see, but I am kind of going a little quick here as well, so I apologize for that. Get down around the neck. Yes, that's still my father down there. He's sighting in his 30-06. Here's a little trick, like I just did. If you need to be able to get a finger hold into the hide, just cut a handle into the hide so you can use it to your advantage. Because unless you're going to tan the hide on it, there's no point, trying to keep it pretty. Okay, so this shoulder over here is completely destroyed, which I kind of figured that after I shot her. I kind of assumed her front shoulder on that side was completely gone. And really, this shoulder isn't any better. There's really nothing left to that at all. There's no shoulder left in that at all, really. Sorry, I'm trying to sit here and determine if there's anything in here at all now on shoulder-wise, which is not really looking all that promising. Save that. All right, I get down to here around the head, okay? Unless you're going to keep it, unless you're going to keep the head to get a taxidermy, you can pretty much just go ahead, find, just like the tail, find the cartilage in between the neck. You can cut it off. Sometimes you cannot, and you're forced to use something else. I normally do because I do not want to mess my blades up. So what I typically use is my hatchet. This here takes it right off. Hang the hatchet back up here on the meat hook. Okay, it gets the head off. There's the hide. Hide goes in the junk stuff. Now you're gonna say, Brian, now what the hell you do? You got guts. All right, well, watch this. And this would actually literally vary. If this deer was any account from here down. This deer happened to not be. So sadly, I couldn't save a whole lot of that down there. But what I do is up here, I'll literally start to cut without cutting as much of the stomach as I can. Hopefully you can see this. I will literally cut the stomach out, like I said, without bursting it. All right. Now, once I get here, I will take my knife, run it down in through, put it in sideways, run it down in through. Good God. Which will open her up to where I can get her insides out. Okay? Once you're inside, you have your shit bag. All right? Cut it out of the back. All right? Cut her butthole out of the back. All right? Now, there's a very important thing up here that I'm about to show you. There's her entire butthole. See how I pulled it right out of the front? Now, there's a very important thing right up here. And that is this little bag right here. It looks like a water balloon. That is the worst thing you could ever pop while you're doing your meat. That is her piss bag. This right here. All right? You get that on the meat, it's going to be hell getting that taste out of the meat. So, here in a minute, once I get the rest of this, I want to see how bad her heart is blown out, because I keep the hearts. So I'm trying to see how much of this deer I can actually salvage now that I shot it through the rib cage. Get inside. There's this flap right here. If you can see it, this is the diaphragm. All right, you want to cut the diaphragm out. You're not going to eat it. It's no good to anybody. Cut it out. All right, once I get down in, I will literally just start pulling the stomach out, let it hang. All right, get down inside the rib cage, cut it off the backbone, and then I can literally start to pull it out. I grab the heart, okay, because I keep the heart. As you can see, her windpipe and everything came out. That's good. It's clean. It is now good inside to let drain. I get the heart out. Some people do keep the liver. I don't. One thing I do keep is the heart. This heart looks good, looks healthy. Did not blow it up. I don't see any ulcers on the heart, which is good. Just give it a little slice, open it up, make sure there's nothing funky inside. Looks good. So I will set the heart to the side. Cut the rest of the diaphragm out. Voila. Okay? And after I cut it out, you might be able to see she's starting to bleed out. So, now, you just have like little itty bitty trim up work, anything that you missed. And then we will get to the piss bag right here. Okay? This is one of the most critical things to not break. And I'm not entirely sure how to show you how to do this, because it's more or less all by learning more than anything else. Grab the piss bag, take your knife, run it up the sides without cutting the piss bag. Because remember, inside the piss bag is piss. Okay? Reach up inside, grabbing it, squeezing the top, just like you would to tie off a water balloon. Run your knife up through. You will be able to feel with your knife where that piss bag connects. Alright? After you find it with your knife, you literally are just going to cut it out, keeping the piss bag intact and not cutting it. That is very important. Now, some people keep the doe urine for attractant, which is fine. I do not. So, now that we're there, inspect the deer. Make sure that anything that is nasty is off of it. I keep flaps. I keep everything. Everything looks beautiful. Now, that is how you skin out a deer. I took 18 minutes to do this, and it wasn't a very good video. Most of the time it takes me about 10 minutes to do it. But most of the time I'm not shooting a fist size hole through a rib cage. Okay? So, yeah, literally a fist size hole. Alright, anybody that says 30-06 is not devastating, right here is a 220 grain Remington Core-Lock 30-06 exit wound. So, guys, like always, I love you. Like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later. I hope you enjoy this. I hope it's helpful. We will do a slower, more in-depth video for you guys. This is just a general purpose video. But like I said, until next time, guys, I love you. Like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later.